Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is Boston Bruins, the reverse retro analysis. Shrams and John, take it away.
So this is a little different. We're going to look at the reverse retro and what it's referring to. A little more analysis on this. I like these kinds of episodes more.
A little bit more detail. It's not the quick hit and then you're done. We can
Right.
spend 5-6 minutes on one jersey, and we chose this to lead off this whole series because it's Pooh Bear. Like,
Is it the most popular of this series?
Maybe
It might
people
be.
reminisce about Pooh Bear like crazy.
So the original 1996 to 2007 when the Reebok changeover.
It went late. Yeah, it went a whole lot later than we thought it would.
And I don't know why it's so rare considering how long it went.
Yeah.
But it maybe just everyone who bought it doesn't want to give it up.
Could be.
Everyone who was ridiculous enough to buy one when it was new was like just won't give them up. I don't know, but this was not an. This is one of my toughest finds, to be honest. It is a ridiculous. So 1996, they came out with the first set of new third jerseys. Mm-hmm. This is when you get the Wild Wing. That's when you get the Lightning Storm Tampa Bay. Like printing, being able to print on a jersey was a new thing.
Yep.
And so they wanted as much computer graphics nonsense in there as possible, and so you get all of this. Jagged edges. Like I'm sure these were once just stripes, and they're like, no, just cut it and stretch, just stretch tool. Like it'll be fine, and just all over the place. Like what? Why? But and then.
But for context, like that's what the mid '90s were.
Yeah, it was
like,
a lot more.
It was edgy by today's terms, not so much. But back then, it was cutting edge. Like, and that's what you did.
Well, and I guess like okay, it bears teeth, and it's you're gonna get scratched something storytelling element. But then you have this. He's such a nice little bear, like a nice bear. Look at this nice big bear. He's got a big old pouch ready for winter. Like he's just gonna saunter in and eat some honey. Like when in the middle of the era of the overly aggressive cartoonish mascot, you have this photorealistic bear that looks so nice. He's almost smiling, almost like. What were they thinking?
It's like they showed him the version of the jersey they were going to use for this whole thing, and he's just like, "Oh yeah," and then they like snapped it, be like, "Nope, we're gonna go with your new look right here."
Why? Like there were so many other bear looks that they could have used something slightly more aggressive, but they didn't, and maybe that's hence Pooh Bear. Like I guess between the yellow and just look how nice he looks, that they just. There's just something charming about it, I guess.
There is, and we've talked about it with Florida for sure. Like they went from this like aggressive cat thing to now this regal look. This is not aggressive, nor is it regal. It's the guy in the corner of the party that doesn't know anybody. He's just kind of sitting there hanging out and just like, you know what, this is.
It was before that. Either of those things were cool. It's the Betamax of jersey looks. Like I don't get it, but everyone loves it, and I guarantee Bruins fans will flame us. What do you mean you don't get it? This is the greatest thing. My friend of mine in Boston messaged me immediately when he pre-ordered one, and as soon as he got it, this is the best jersey ever. See the best jersey. I'm like, okay, man. That one. He got that because I'm sure he has one of these. So the reverse retro. Everyone wanted it on the first time around. The first reverse retro was fine. It's gold 80s jersey. But this. White version of the Pooh Bear, because I mean the gold does make it more garish. It does.
It does, but they did it right the second time.
Yeah, I mean, so it's the exact same Pooh Bear. They flipped white and gold everywhere, and honestly, I think it looks better this way.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for how dark the brown is, I'd say make a black version, and then you got the minor league team. Like, it's almost like I feel like this should be the same realm as the Fishermen, but for some reason, Massachusetts just like no, we love our Pooh Bear. Yeah. So So all right. First off, is it a good jersey?
Which one?
The new one.
The new one. I think it is. The weird thing about reverse retro that I don't necessarily understand and didn't think about it at the time is this cannot be worn at home unless it is like agreed upon.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring your road set.
So for the teams like the one that I'm wearing, like I'm watching the Sabres in the past 3 years with these reverse retros on the road. And then once in a while at home, like it's a weird thought process that didn't cross my mind, and I wonder if that was the same case with the NHL. Be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Oh wait, now we have to coordinate jerseys.
And white jerseys sell a whole lot less. They do stain more. Like there's a whole lot of things behind that of what finding white, especially older white jerseys, is very difficult.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they don't hold up as well. So the fact they went with this and ran with it, and I guarantee it's among the best sellers. It's the Bruins.
I like the change. This is a bit too much. This yellow. They went back to their original yellow, which is probably a
little
good
softer,
decision.
and with these everything about this is just ridiculous. But it's lovingly ridiculous. It's not ugly ridiculous. It's just like, why would you do that? Oh, Boston.
Oh, why not?
Okay, and then the final question: is it a good reverse retro?
I think it ticks all the boxes. Yeah.
They've reversed it. It's retro. It's different enough.
Yeah.
No one's mixing these two up. No one's like, oh, is that the old one? No, I think everyone knows this is the old one. This is the new one.
Right.
So that's all the things it should be in a reverse retro, in my opinion.
Right. You look at my biggest beef with the reverse retro in general is that I took pride in finding these reverse retro jerseys.
The originals.
The originals, 100%, and I've had them for years. But then all of a sudden, somebody shows up at the rink with something that's similar enough to where it drowns out the authenticity of mine. This doesn't. You're gonna see this and be like, "Oh, that guy's legit." Even if most people are wearing this, that pops and that stands out.
Right. It's supposed to whet the appetite and remind you that this exists,
Sure,
rather than replace it.
Right.
No one's you're not gonna confuse them. You still get to be a hipster and say, "Look how special I am. I have the rare jersey." But it looks good. It does look good.
It's a clean look.
So we'll do more of these, looking at reverse retros and analyzing it. Okay, what was their predecessor? How well did they do? So stay tuned. He's Shrems. I'm John. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and tune in for another episode of Ugly Thirds.